Yeah, I didn't say anything, but it's yeah also another aspect of maybe not depression, but uh, general sadness. Maybe is that you get when you're in this sort of sad, when you have sad feelings or you feel sad about something. Uh, if something happens that almost everything irritates you, like you're sad, like you try to eat dinner, you're sad, and you get this sort of sadness. It's like aggression, like ah. It's like everything irritates you, and you want to try and do everything to get away from that sadness you're feeling. And but sometimes, yeah, you kind of take it out on people, like you take stuff out on people. But I always try not to do that. Oh, I didn't. I never took stuff out on people. I never really took stuff out on people. A lot of people do that. They verbally, maybe I wouldn't say attack. Well, maybe I wouldn't say that. Some people, well, some people do. Some people do actually verbally attack other people. They verbally attack them, or they verbally say something negative, or a lot of people do that. But I was never that kind of person. But if I had sad feelings, sometimes I would take it out on some people. Sometimes, but not a lot. Or I would find like um, you know what what kind of example could I give? What kind of example could I give? Uh, it's like your life is like this headset, and the smallest thing that kind of something in your life doesn't work out. Oh, it's worn out. Oh, and then you get irritated, and then you get. And if it's around people, you might just explode around some people sometimes. But I don't know if that's depression because when I was a child, I remember that happening. Not every day, but I remember it happening, and that was because I was so sad. I was so sad a lot of times. So I was also, yeah, I was always kind of quiet, and when I was sad, I didn't say much. And then people would say again, "Why aren't you speaking? Why don't you say anything? You're so quiet all the time. Why don't you speak?" And then I would explode because I was so frustrated about. I was so frustrated about some stuff in my life. I was so frustrated that I would, it was, yeah. But I would never, I would almost never take out my frustrations on other people because I didn't want someone else to feel, I didn't want someone else to feel frustrated because of my frustrations. But some people take their frustrations out on others, or they see things they don't like in someone else, and then they kind of explode on them. Uh, but I was never like that. I don't think. Yeah, when I was a child, I didn't. I don't think I had. Yeah, when I started elementary school, I was kind of. Yeah, I kind of became. Um, yeah, I wasn't really happy all that much. I think after kindergarten, I wasn't really that happy. But playing video games, playing with a controller like this was like the only thing that made me happy when I was a child, more or less. That was the only thing that made me happy, or took me away from the sadness that I felt. But I don't think I was in elementary school. I wasn't depressed, but I would do stuff for attention. Like if I was sad, I would sit in a corner when you had free time in school. When you have free time, I would sit in a corner and be sad. And sometimes to get attention, I would do stupid stuff. Like sometimes I would, you know, one of my classmates, I would take a scissor. I would take a scissor, and then one of my classmates would be like, "Oh, why don't you throw the scissor? Throw the scissor. Why don't you just throw the scissor?" And I used to I used to like, I used to do that to one of my classmates, uh, because I wasn't good at playing football. I wasn't good at sports, so I had to get attention in some way. I had to get attention in some way. Yeah, like I had to get attention in some way, so I did stuff that was kind of bad. But of course, I'm over this stuff now. I mean, I'm over it. I don't. It doesn't affect me anymore. Like it used to, and it was even worse in my teens. It was even worse, because you want to be part of. You want to try and fit in. People say, "Oh, I want to try and fit in." That's what people do. They try and do what other people try and do what other people do. Um, and yeah, I mean, it affects people. People don't feel good enough about themselves, and it affects people. I think, yeah, I think humanity as a species we're far too sensitive. It's a miracle that we've survived. To, now we live inside instead of living outside. Um, in the weather, and yeah, we've made progress. Now we have this washing machine. We have all this kind of. Now we have this shit to make, so we have made improve, but we're still the same emotionally. Humanity, we get irritated about the smallest things. Like some people, people get like, oh, that's in the fridge, right? So some people don't like that, and then they would flip out. Oh, get it out of the way. Oh, get it down. Oh, I hate that. Oh, and then they flip out. Some people don't. People flip out over things like this, and people have this. Yeah, we have this aggression in us. Some people use it for sport, but some people don't. They don't know how to get the aggression out of themselves, so they take it out on others. Like they feel frustrated about something socially with other people, and then they take it out on them. I try not to do that. I've always tried not to do that. But I mean, a lot of people, because I don't. Yeah, I mean, I like to be social, and I am social, but I don't. Because some people, when lockdown came around, they really got affected by lockdown, and they got all depressed because they couldn't be social anymore. But some people are just chilling. Like some people are like, yeah. I mean, I have this video game stuff, and I can play with the fucking. I can do this all day. I can play with the controller all day. I can. I don't. I don't do that anymore. But I mean, I could play for 8 hours a day if I wanted to. Probably. I mean, who knows, right? I mean, yeah. I used to play. I used to play on PlayStation 2 a lot. So. But some people have to be social 100% of the time. Some people can't handle not being social, so that or they want again the frustration. They take out the frustration. They take it out because they want something to like. They want. They. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's. Everybody lives in their own. When people say some people live in their own little world, I think everybody does that. When you're social, you're living in your own little world, and when you're not social, you're experiencing reality a lot better because it's like, oh, I can press this button. Oh, look. Oh, you're interacting with reality, and you're kind of social in one way because it's like you figure stuff out, like. Let me give an example. Yeah, just the fact of the matter is that the converter, for example, the converter right here, that's something somebody made socially for other people to use, and I had to look it up. Like, oh, what do I need to get? So then I got help socially, even though they weren't in the same room. So people, we do need each other to. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a fact that we do actually need each other to be happy. We need to be social to in some capacity to be happy, but some people are more introverted than others. But I think we all want some power or some sort of competence in something. Like, oh yeah, I really like this one thing, or I don't know. Maybe you're good at drawing manga. Like you're good at this manga. Oh look how good I am at drawing this kind of shit. Like what the hell? Like oh fuck. Like oh look how good I am at drawing this shit. So then people feel good about themselves, and people. I don't know. We human beings, we feel the need to. What did it like? We feel the need to master stuff, and we can't just sit 24/7. We can't sit 24/7. We're not like that. We can. Some people do, but it's one of those things where nobody really knows why they are. Nobody really knows why we are the way we are. Like, why do we react in the ways we react? Nobody knows that question. Nobody knows that question. Why we feel frustrated about some things, or why we don't feel frustrated about some things. Like, why people get this. Like, this looks so irritated. Like, why do people get that? And people feel frustrations about all kinds of stuff. Like, oh, that looks like a mess. Oh, fix it. Well, some others are like, oh, it doesn't matter. Like, whatever. It's, it's all this kind of, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think life is, I've always thought of life as some sort of emotional warfare or emotional drama. Because all of the good moments in life you remember are emotional moments. Like, oh, you did something really good, or oh, you played this good game, or whatever. And then you get a good emotion when you think about it. It's like, oh, people are, yeah, but I think life is some sort of, it's insanity. It's insanity. When you're emotional about something in your life, it's insanity. It's insanity. That's what it is. I think, yeah, I mean, I think, I wouldn't, I mean, sometimes in life it's like a good drink or something good to eat or something you find really interesting to do. But I think I wouldn't wish life on anyone. I wouldn't wish life on anyone. The fact that people have to go to work, like people have to go to work and they work their lives away. Most people do that. And then when you get really old, you get free time. And people have children to this world, but and I think that's okay. Yeah, they're gonna just accept that without questioning it, and I don't understand that at all. I mean, it's risky being alive. I mean, it's always risky. Uh, Everything's a risk. Oh, you drink too much soda, you get yellow teeth, or you get some sort of bad. It's not good for your health, so you have to constantly try and balance stuff out. And life is being alive. Being alive is even when you're privileged. Being alive still has you still have problems. You still have complications. You still have things that are not. You still have things that are kind of, oh, I have to do this again, again, again. Like sometimes, yeah, being alive is. If everyone was free and could do what they wanted, mostly, right? Maybe life wouldn't be so bad. But that's not what life is like. You go to school, you have to go to work, and life is often for a lot of people it's stressful, and the whole perfection thing again. People get caught up in this, and they get depressed because of certain things, and I don't know. It's life is I mean, life is life doesn't make sense. Uh, like when you try to like rationally like let me rationally um let me rationally uh press a button because I know this will happen if I do this. Life is not you can't really life is not you can't often you can't control life like this. But that's what people try to do. You get the whole working thing, and then you go to work, and then they control your actions. All you have to do is they control your actions, so you're not free. right? Or it's this sort of I don't know, but people, yeah, I don't know. I've always found life kind of stupid. Like, I've always thought of life as being really stupid, but I've also taken it really seriously. And I think try and not take life so seriously. Try and not take it so seriously. That might help. Try and not take it so seriously, because if that might help with depression. If you don't take life so seriously, I got depressed because I took some stuff so seriously, and when stuff didn't work out, I got depressed because of it. Obviously, you have to take some stuff seriously because, let's say you took nothing seriously, then you wouldn't be social at all probably, and you just would kind of, well, maybe some people need to be social to feel happy, but I think most people do to some extent. People need to be social to be happy, or to be social about something. Just this one thing. Oh, the cool trick, or then you share it with someone else. Oh, do this, and then this happens. So it is being social in a sense, anyway. And even these videos is someone being social to someone if somebody sees it or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, this life is. I think the life makes sense emotionally, but it doesn't make sense logically. It doesn't make sense. Oh, you do this or you try and control. Life doesn't work like that very often. Life is more like if it's emotional. It's always like it's like that's what life is like if you're emotional. Just insanity. And yeah, I wouldn't wish this life on anyone. I wouldn't want to impose this emotional drama, because that's what I think it is. This emotional drama on someone else. Even if you, even if someone has a relatively happy life, they're still gonna go through things that are sad, and whether it's about themselves or whether it's about something social with someone else, they're going to go through stuff that are not gonna be a happy experience. Um, so I don't. Yeah, I wouldn't wish life on anyone. Maybe if people didn't have to work and people were all free, or maybe if it was like, oh, you want to do this thing, and then you decide to control, like, people, but I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's like when you, like, oh, why are humans the way they are? Why are we the way we are? Nobody knows. Like, nobody knows. Um, we're not like a control. Well, we are kind of like a controller. We have these are the feet, and these are the hands, right? The buttons are the hands, and then we try to control this thing into something. We try to control this life into something, and as a result, we become a full human being. But yeah, I don't know. But I think yeah, people's yeah, but also things happen to people where they go through something that is just sad, and then they get depressed because of it. And sometimes you can't. Very often, it doesn't even matter because you can be really unserious and you still get depressed. It doesn't. So sometimes, all depressions are not the same. Like, so yeah, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. Like, what I would do is I would focus on something that made me happy, whether it's gaming or whether it's uh, how about trying something new, like drawing something, right? Trying something new. That's what people always say. Oh, why don't you try something new? And people do that, and then or how about you? I don't know. You meet someone new socially or whatever. That's well, no, it's meet someone new socially or whatever the fuck. People do a lot of stuff. Um, but I don't know. I don't know if there is a one answer. I don't think there is a answer to like, oh, this is the one thing you need to do to be happy. I don't think there's such an answer. That's what people, yeah, that's what people always figure it out for themselves. Um, People always figure out for themselves what makes them happy through this whole thing, I think. Yeah. I don't, I don't know how to end this video at all. Try to make, try to do something that, try and do something that makes you happy, whatever it is. Because there's bound to be something. There's always something that made you happy in the past or can make you happy if you give it a chance. Like maybe you're just listening to music, right? No, that's actually a physical CD. Like, yeah, just listen to music or whatever. Something that makes you happy. Maybe that can help with bad feelings or something. I don't know.